And hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, and welcome to another setting of Edessa the Dark Crusade. And well, today in Edessa was a normal, average day. The people woke up, went to the markets. The nobles went to their, noble business. They ruled on the people, did what they could. But the people who gathered tonight, they did none of this. During the day, they were dead to the world. Their body not breathing. They completely, well, dead. Eyes closed. None of their body, nothing inside their body working. Their parts weren't beating. Their eyes were closed. But as sun sets and the moon rises, their eyes open. Their heart starts beating again slowly, not like a human. Some of them stay pale. Some of them gain a bit more color. And it is when this happens is that Margot is told that, well, a certain member of Clan La Sombra wants to meet. And, well, she doesn't have too much to do today. She's quite free and she has a meeting set up with that La Sombra Memnon. And so she'll be waiting in, where she usually waits are other kindred. K-Nights, as we say in these nights.
Yes, Memnon having certain affairs in order, certain retainers and other hanger-ons being directed towards ends that would be towards his benefit as best as possible, bringing himself, making some time to see who is a frequent ally, if not in most matters, at least on the battlefield. He pay a visit to Lady Margot of Clan Toreador. He tries to properly announce himself to any of her servants or guards outside of where he only knows where to find her, the bathhouse, the guild hall.
Yeah, she'll be guided to, well, leading the bathhouse and, she usually meets K-Nights. He's been here a few times. Perhaps not as much as some other K-Nights, but he's met her a few times. And she'll smile and do her usual show courtesy and bow. Ah, Memnon, my friend, it is good to see you.
Likewise, Lady Margot. Am I disturbing you at the moment?
No, I was told you wanted to see me.
Yes, as my neighbor here in the guild halls, I feel that only you could appreciate what is required for the guild halls. And I've had some concerns, some ideas that I think perhaps, given your proclivities and prowess, could gain for us mutual benefit.
Speak your mind.
It has, well, it's not news, nor am I the only one that's been affected, but given recent tensions, how strained feeding the feeding populace has become. Now, we can't just make humans out of thin air. However, we could direct them, specifically the lower classes who are in much need of great charity, We could direct them towards our domains to replenish our supplies, of which this war of Praxis has, I'm sure, been taxing.
Indeed. I never have business feeding, but it is. I do not like to see others struggle doing it.
I have taken 2 of Herman's bastards into my care, and at the moment, until I can find them perhaps clan mates of their own, or more willing to rear them, it has become somewhat a strain on my own hunting grounds.
Shall think. Understandable. And I can only praise your actions into adopting the 2 poor kindred, the 2 poor knights. I'm sure your guiding will comes as great help to them.
Memnon kind of just like shrugs. I thank you for your praise. I try to at least keep them from being security risks to everyone else. Though I do have half a mind to just stake them and leave them.
Now do not forget, the sins of the father is not the sins of the son. They did not, well, they probably did not know what they were doing. They were, well, what Versailles did is horrible.
Oh, of course. You are very right in that, Lady Margot. It is simply the mathematics. Too many mouths to feed and not enough food to go around is what I was trying to get at.
We could build another bathhouse. Something more for the common people. Something that would be free.
Yes, there are many tradesmen whom don't quite live in these quarters that do have a tendency of sticking around, I'm sure. An additional bathhouse that is more economically friendly to them would give them cause to linger around a little bit longer, after hours perhaps. And as for the poor, yes, I do take an interest in the poor. They come, they go, they bring disease if not cared for. They have to be taken care of, or, well, their situation will take care of itself, and that might not be to our benefit.
No, indeed. But we would have to look for a place, but I would be more than happy to help. By the way, do you know the, and she'll think, restrictions that come with feeding and the Ventru that, well, the kindred that you are looking after have?
Yes, that has been quite an illuminating and educational experience. They are discovering much about themselves as much as I am about them. I fear that I've had to somewhat suckle them. You understand what I mean?
Sorry, obviously I didn't get the word.
He said suckle.
Suckle. And have you gotten an answer? What or how must they feed?
Out of character, I still don't know.
Okay.
I've ran by Chris, but I don't have any deets on that. I guess for the moment, Memnon is trying to explain that when they can't find the right kind of person to feed on, they'll ingest his blood that he has. in his own body. Because I don't think feeding from canites is part of that restriction, right?
Obviously, I don't think so, but I'm not completely sure.
Never recalled it being.
Yeah. She'll kind of make a face. Perhaps I'm different from many of vampires my age, but I could never think of hiring someone and not look after them.
Indeed. It is a it is quite an experience, and the repercussions of such an action, well, I don't know how one could just choose to be so careless.
Perhaps he simply, well, the anger got ahead of him. He simply wanted revenge more than anything. And human life completely went past him. Well, human life. I should say canine life. He did not only embrace carelessly, but then he let them run amongst without teaching them anything, it seems. And she'll even kind of like shiver. Disgusting, if you ask me.
I suppose he was thinking like a general, and they were his shock troops. Cannon fodder, nothing else.
And she'll say, well, as good as I am in battle, I try to care for the people I fight alongside with, even if they do serve under me. Well, it seems he's not a person I can understand. But yes, I will be happy to help them feed. I'll build something, make it easier for them to feed, build a bathhouse. I'll see to that. I'll see to it that it is done. And well, you were speaking of places in the guild halls that were less less looked after.
I thought perhaps something neighboring or adjoining our mutual borders, since it is a place that we could have a more direct hand in controlling without interference from others.
Sure think. I don't think some of the nobles here would be too happy, but I can see to that. That can be remedied too.
I could, of course, persuade some of the guild members to work on the project. It does not have to look as though it's the poor, though I believe these nobles, if they are of good character and of a righteous kind of nature, they will understand that the charity being given would reflect upon them as well if they gave it their blessing.
Indeed. I can always remind them that with the unfortunate going-ons, if the city stands as one, we will only seem stronger, and we will fight together better. But yes, I agree. It is well. She says it. But yes, we have an agreement.
Tell me, was the issues with your new house, the ones I pointed out, ever resolved?
I see. I think she told them about it, but with the change of MA going and stuff, I think I have to talk to Chris about it. But yeah, I guess I'll say Yes, I pointed out the errors they prove, and she said she would work on it, see how much she would do with with the work that was already done.
Memnon will offer as I mean, he's not hiding that, for you helping him in this endeavor, he would gladly just help Huot towards that end to have everything fixed properly and, put into place.
Thank you. You are very kind.
Oh, it is but business, but I do thank you for thinking of me kindly.
By the way, Memnon, how did the raid go? I wish I could have joined, but I was busy somewhere else in the city. Oh, you see, I couldn't make it, but she was probably fighting some other places.
It went rather well. I was able to take yet another in for questioning. Out of character, if I had information, I'd probably share it, but at the moment, I haven't gotten any feedback.
Did
Uh,
did everybody make it out safely?
yes, amazingly. I think they overestimated their capabilities and underestimated ours.
They seem to have done this a lot. Seems to be the trouble when you make shock troops instead of actual soldiers.
Yes. They do not fight for themselves, they merely fight to survive. They're more afraid of their commander than the enemy.
It is always good to know.
And perhaps if there was some way, we should use that to our advantage. That we have no quarrel with them on the ground, but there is going to have to be and I'm only speaking, theorizing. You, as a member of the Primogen Council, I believe you would eventually have to come to a decision that should this war be won in our favor, those who survive from the enemy's camp, what would be done with them given the population and food shortages, if you catch my drift?
It is an issue. But I do not have the heart to just let them go without teaching them anything, or even worse, just killing them. I shall think. It may run us out of food for a bit, but my idea would be to make sure they know how to feed, make sure they know the rule of the Canaanites, how our society works, and then when we think they are ready, let them go to another city of their choosing.
There was an idea that came to mind, but it is one that I am not. It is not one that I am in a rush to make. I would rather much not come to this decision. But if we had to, barring no other city would accept them, you say, there's no reason why we cannot inflate our population quickly and in heavy number. The only issue would be the housing for them.
We would have to grow the city. Maybe have a few more houses outside. Maybe start growing a village. Start a village not too far from the city.
Hmm.
But that would take time. Time I'm not sure we have.
Yes.
But yes, if the issue of housing still stands, unfortunately.
It is, the housing issue itself is simply a matter of resources and, of course, the time to build. I can think of some of the slums that can be renovated, better housing, and, well, being able to hold more.
Actually, I'm thinking of something. And yeah, look, and it's something that wasn't done so yet. But Margaret doesn't know too much of the architecture, but she does have intelligence 3. She's not stupid. She'll think. Goes, I do not know much about architecture, but if we do not have room or time to move to grow the city sideways, why not up? Make the buildings taller. And she'll chuckle. I do not know if this is possible. I have never studied architecture, but is it so?
Oh, it is. It is very, very possible. There is just a great lack of knowledge and the know how to do it. I am a novice in one particular field that I have been thirsting to get my hands on the manuscripts to learn the instruction. I believe it is called Roman concrete. I've seen it in my times in Italia. With that form of architecture, the buildings will be much more solid and quicker to construct. Yes, they can be built tall.
Perhaps I will use my influence with the noble people to see if the book can be found.
I would be in your debt. Yes, Memnon's offering you a boon if you could find it. Um, and this, of course, could go to many, many uses, but the quick turnaround for the housing to be developed, it is a much quicker process than laying stone upon mortar upon stone.
Very well. I will see to it that, well, I will do my most to find the book. Is there anything else you wish to speak to me about?
There is simply an issue. I would like to gain some influence over the city watch within the guild halls, just enough to keep whatever patrols in my section of it within my domain, make sure that they are properly armored and have the right kind of discretion where necessary. But I'm finding it just a little bit difficult that the watch doesn't, on occasions, take charitable donations as bribes, as if they could understand the difference. I lack a certain finesse that the lady yourself has.
And she'll nod. Well, I'm not sure how I can help, but I'll find. I'm sure if I put my mind to it, I can find a way.
Thank you, Lady Margot. You just trying alone mean very much to me.
Sure, well, it is. It is something I do out of the goodness out of my heart, and it is a reward on itself. By the way, if I may ask, who was with you at the raid?
There was the Lady Irene, Lord Framushi. There was the Bruja, Isabella, if I am recalling her right. I've just recently met her. There was
Yes, the one with the nets.
there was also the new Malkavian Evelyn.
A shall smile. Oh yes, Evelyn. Evelyn is lovely.
And a Cappadocian. Very well, she stood out. I believe her name out of character, I think it was Brigida. I think that's the pronunciation.
Yes, I've met her. She seems particular. I have my eye on her.
Yes. But yes, those were they who were with me in battle.
Well, I'm happy that you all made it out. With that, I have other business to attend to, but you may stay in the bathhouse if you wish.
Thank you, Lady Margot. I do have one question. I've, perhaps as a member of the council, you would know if this was true or not, but do we still have a rack within the city? I vaguely recall that it used to be the bazaar.
I have not fed in it in a very long time. I usually feed here. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I'll have to inform.
It's just a matter of, well, my office as Hound is starting to become a second nature. I'd like to find more of Herman's bastards and round them up if possible. Even if our prince had deigned to do away with a rack, Czar has very particular qualities that makes it be a good feeding ground. I just wonder sometimes. Perhaps I'll have a look into it.
Indeed. With that, I have to get to my business, but it was good talking to you.
Same goes to you, Lady Margot, and if I can ever craft anything for you from my forge, please do let me know.
There is the business of, well, I'd like something to go with the so beautiful and carefully crafted armor you gave me. Something to bring down the enemy. I have something to protect me now. I need something to strike the enemy with. When I first came here, I did not have the gift of strength that our kind have, but I have worked on it. I would like, if possible, a two-handed sword of some kind.
Great sword. Claymore, perhaps. Yes. Yes. Memnon can do this for you.
Thank you. And sorry, go ahead.
No, Memnon would have just said, I don't think it would be more befitting in anyone else's hands.
Shosmo, thank you. Well, I do look forward to the surprised faces when skinny little me carries such great sword. And she'll chuckle. And with that, I guess we can end this in there.
Mhm.
And well, thank you, player, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. And we'll see you on another episode of Edessa, the Dark Crusade.